Hello everyone, this is Sai Kumar. Our agenda for today's session is we'll be going through data types in Java. So what is a data type? What are the different types of data types that we have in Java? And we'll be seeing each and every data type. Alright. So what actually data type is? A data type is a keyword or an identifier which is used to represent the type of data stored in a variable. So mainly the data types are used by memory managers in order to provide the memory for a particular type of data. For example, let's say int a equals to 100. Now here 100 is the integer type of data which is specified by using a data type called as int. So based on the given data type, the memory will be allocated by your memory manager. So this is what a data type is. When it comes to Java, there are two types of data types. One is primitive data types or primary data types. The next one is advanced data types or secondary data types or reference data types. So let's go with primitive data types. There are 8 primitive data types available in Java like byte, short, int, long, float, double, character and boolean. So these are the 8 data types that you have in Java. These are the 8 primitive data types that you have in Java. And when it comes to the size, so I'm calculating in bits. When it comes to the size of byte is 8 bits, size of short is 16 bits, size of int is 32 bits, size of long is 64 bits, size of float is 32 bits, size of double is 64 bits, size of character is 16 bits. In C or C++, the size of character is 8 bits. And in Boolean, when it comes to Boolean, it is 1 bit. So here there are some default values are given based on the data types you use. So as I told you that garbage values are not supported in Java. Hence Java provides you the default values if you don't assign a value to a particular variable based on the data type. For example, I did not initialize a variable whose data type is byte. Then the Java assigns a value called 0 as a default value to that variable. And for each and every data type, Java has provided the wrapper classes. Okay, so we'll be knowing about wrapper classes later on. Anyways, the wrapper classes with respect to the data types are: for byte it is byte class, for short it is short class, for int it is integer class, for long it is long, for float it is float class, for double it is double class, for char it is character class, and finally for boolean it is boolean class. Now let us see what is the minimum range or what is the minimum value and what is the maximum value I can store in each and every data type. Okay, alright, let's go through this with a program. Let me take a class here. I've taken a class called as data types. Okay, as I told you that we have wrapper classes. These wrapper classes, they provide some variables, static variables, using which we can know the properties of a data type. Like what is the minimum value I can store, what is the maximum value I can store, and what is the size of it, like how many number of bits will be provided by your memory manager for a particular data type. So these are all things we can know with respect to the wrapper classes. Alright, let me use them now. System.out.println. So first we'll go with byte. I have byte class. Byte dot maximum value plus byte dot minimum value plus /t plus byte dot size. Okay, byte dot size. So let me just copy this. So let me just say short. Just let me replace this byte with short. Replace this byte with integer. and this with long. Alright, so let me do something over here. System.println. Data type, maximum value that you can store, minimum value, and its size. Okay, so let me just add the type of data type. Okay, byte. So it's giving me an error /t. Okay, let me do the same thing here. Oh, and here and here. So let's say this as short, integer, and long. All right, so we are almost done. Okay, let me run this now. You can see here the data type byte. The maximum value you can store is 127. The minimum value you can store is -128, and the size is 8. That means 8 bits. When it comes to short, you can store a maximum value of 32,767 and a minimum value is -32,768, and the number of bits allocated is 16. When it comes to integer, this is the maximum value you can store, and this is the minimum value you can store. When it comes to the number of bits, it is 32 bits. And when it comes to long, you can see how long it is. You can store a mobile number actually. Okay, alright, this is the maximum value you can store and this is the minimum value. And when it comes to the size, it is 64 bits. I think this is very clear for you. Alright, now we'll see the secondary or reference data types. Secondary or reference data types. So when it comes to secondary or reference data types, these are no way they do not deal with your primitive types. So for example, let's say I have created an object for a class. Let's say my class is A class. A equals to new A. Now what actually this is an object, and this AA is nothing but the variable. This is called as reference variable, which is referring to this particular object. This AA, it never store the object, it just refers the object. Okay, and we know that these objects will be stored in an area called as heap memory or heap area. Okay, now what actually reference data type is? If you give a data type with respect to a reference variable, if you give a data type with respect to a reference variable, here is the reference variable, and if you give a data type to that particular reference variable, then that particular data type is called as referenced or secondary data type. So secondary data type, most of the cases those will be classes and interfaces. For example, thread T1 equals to new thread. Here T1 is a reference variable and thread is a reference data type in this case. So any class or interface in Java can be treated as a reference data type if at all you are using it with respect to reference variable. So this is all about data types that you have in Java. I hope you have understood data types. Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much.